So today did single leg to headquarters to long step to if you're long step trapped, you go to the knee cut. You go to the knee cut, sit on the leg, then you can either scoop the under whatchamacallit, scoop the underhook, jeez, or go to cross collar. So some details on the long step. It's knee and then elbow. Knee hits the ground mat and then elbow hits the mat. Both of them should be at least at the line of the shoulder. And then you bring your foot around. You long step. Then you can switch your hips and drive in for the side control. If he doesn't frame, go directly for a hold on the back of the neck, back of the collar, and then just go directly into a pass. If he frames and catches your foot, then you need to punch. You need to twist your knee open a little and punch with your right hand, or the hand with the leg grip, to open enough space to get your butt on top of the knee. At which point you put your weight on the knee. That prevents him from sweeping you. It gives you half a second to sort of recover or consolidate. Then with the cross collar, you want to have the area of your thumb to the inside of your wrist is against the skin. And then the other arm comes around and grabs the material of the shoulder. And then Tim is saying that for cross collars, you're not garroting them. You have the position of your arms correct, and then you just let gravity take place and finish. So you allow your weight to go down. So there's no pulling or squeezing or anything like that with your arms. So he actually recommends against doing cross collar from closed guard, because you cannot apply weight, obviously, because you're on the bottom. So in that case, you would have to pull, and the only way that's gonna work is when the guy gets tired enough to let you do it. And you might get tired before that happens. And so in that case, if you're in closed guard and you want to choke, do like a lapel cross collar, where you wrap the lapel around his neck and then choke. That just gives you more leverage as you pull. So other details, I think that's all the details. Then I did a private Tim where we worked on De La Riva passing, closed guard, mount, cross collar from the mount, and 2 chokes from the side control, the Conto choke, and the baseball bat choke. So De La Riva, we worked on this before. I forgot a lot of details. But one detail is using both hands against his one hand. when breaking the grip, and then controlling the arm after that. So I've just been trying to punch down with one hand, so maneuvering his hand to where I want it to be, locking that control in place, and then taking the other hand out. Also, better posture in that position, being more pigeon-toed and keeping my butt down. I think I need to do some squats or something because my legs are burning and my ankles were not great. Let's see. Yeah. That's two things. We also did this new pass where you go toward the non-knee cut side. You staple the leg, and then you come across and you staple the leg. Then you replace staple with your other leg. Pass it there. Then side control. So the Conto choke is you get the baseball bat grip with the first hand, and then you step over the face, and then finish the stroke from there. Let's see. So I kept on messing it up. You want to be perpendicular to your opponent. So the choke itself is kind of like a scissor across the neck. I was doing it like diagonally or something, but you should do it perpendicularly, and you want your knees facing your legs facing the same direction. Well, your legs and knees facing the same direction, and your arms all in one line. And then you're planting your leg as a wedge. You're using your leg as a wedge, and then you're using your arm as a lever against the throat. And you're pulling up. You're pulling toward your elbow toward the knee of your planted foot. So if your opponent doesn't allow you to pass your leg over his face, then you can staple the arm he's using to block. So that makes the baseball bat choke a lot easier. So once it's stapled, you don't have to worry about him using that arm to block you from doing anything or framing against you or anything. And you can also, it's just easy to get to the baseball bat choke. The other thing is you probably can get to the paper cutter choke too, because you have that arm stable. Alright, so then that was side control. For mount, we did the cross collar. So in this situation, so he fixed my grip on this. So this one, again, you want your wrist and up through your thumb against the neck. So what I've been doing, because everyone says you have to get very deep, is I get as deep as I can and then kind of flip my wrist over so that it's against him. It feels really awkward and my wrist is bent and it doesn't really work. So he's saying actually you don't need to get that deep. The important part is to get the wrist and the thumb against his neck. And then get that grip. So keep your wrist straight, and then get it as deep as you can without bending your wrist, and then get that grip. And then on the other side, you should have your palm down. I've always gone palm up with the fingers inside the lapel, because I'm thinking that you need to pull with both arms in order to finish the choke, or the strangle, I guess, actually. But you're actually using your body weight. So you want to go palm down, and I mean, if you think about it, it's obvious, because some formulations are where you're not even grabbing the lapel, you're grabbing the shoulder material. So palm down, and then I'm a little confused here. Well, you're supposed to bring your body weight down into him, but he said, one time he said get your hips up, and another time he said get your hips down. So not exactly sure, but you need to move your hips in such a way to bring the weight into his body, and that'll make the choke tighter. Let's see. So then also when you're doing the cross collar, you should always have a posting arm. So whatever side that posting arm is, that's where you want your body weight to be, because he cannot sweep you in the direction that your body weight is off of, if that makes any sense. So if I'm leaning to the left, he can't sweep me to the right. I mean, if he can try, but he's gonna need like significant strength advantage, or he's gonna have to move around or something. And while he's doing that, you can sort of change your body positioning to prevent him. But it will be very easy for him to sweep you to the side that you're leaning towards. So whatever side your weight is on, you want to have a posting hand. So if my first grip is in my right hand, so my right hand is going to the left.
I am pulling over. I'm not going to be
So if he is, if I'm cross collaring, I'm going my right hand to the left side. I can use my left hand. My weight's gonna be to my left, so I can use my left arm to post on that side. And then I'm sweeping my left arm over to the right side to get the grip on that side. So as soon as my left hand passes over the top of his head, then I want to bring my weight to the right side of his body. So it's more important to do that than to finish the choke, right? So because as long as you maintain the position, you can always reset and keep on and go for the submission again. But if he completely if he manages to original roll or something like that, then you got to start all the way from passing the guard or whatever again. So keeping your body weight on the same side as the post. Another thing is when you have your cross collar grip, you want to bring, so your knuckles will be into his, your palm will be face up, so your knuckles will be against the ground. So you want to bring the length of your arm into the center of his chest. So that'll help you balance a little, and then also it puts pressure on his chest, so it's harder for him to bridge. And then when you actually bring the second grip in, then you're doing that again. So that other arm is also in the center. And then all that pressure, first of all, helps with the choke. All that pressure helps with the choke, and then all that pressure also prevents him from bridging and rolling. Yeah, so it prevents him from bridging and rolling, and you can do that. Another thing is, every time he tries to bridge and roll, he'll raise his hips off the ground. So you can slide your feet up his torso. So moving from his hamstrings to his butt, or his butt to his lower back. So the higher your feet get, the less effective his bridges will be. Obviously, you can't get too high because you're just gonna sort of compress your own body into some weird position. But if you're moving up the body, you can bring your feet up the body also, and that'll help. That'll help with the control also.